Good afternoon. I hope everybody had a good weekend. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Hope you enjoyed it with your family, with your kids. And I just wanted to share a couple thoughts with you because this weekend was Father's Day. I was sitting at church on Sunday, and we have this prayer request comments form that I guess you can fill out and turn back in. Well, I wrote notes down on it because I had to get something off my, brain onto something. So my wife was laughing at me for this because she thought I was actually writing a prayer request down to turn it in, and when I told her it was notes for this video, she just kind of laughed. But a couple things. So this is from one father to another father. We've all been through things in life with our own fathers, and this goes for the fathers now, and if you're a father to be, just a little advice. One of the things I thought of was something that we need to practice as fathers, and that's being honest with our kids, and not just fathers but mothers too, as parents. Being honest with our kids. It's okay to admit that you've made mistakes in your life. It's okay to say that you failed at something in your life, even if that failure was you failed at being a parent at certain parts of your kid's life, or maybe all of your kid's life. But the most important thing is admitting that, and then trying to correct that mistake or failure, trying to do something different. Acknowledge that you failed and head in a different direction, or even acknowledge that you messed up in life, such as, let's say, drinking or doing drugs, being involved in things you probably shouldn't be involved in, hanging out in the streets, whatever it is. If you could admit those things to your kids, explain to them why, explain to it what it did to you, how it set you back, and encourage them to do better. We're not perfect. We're only human. So we should be able to talk to our kids and be able to connect with them, because when we don't tell them who we really are and what we've really been through, later on during life, when you try to connect them, it's going to be even harder. And if that's where you're at, and you're at that point in your life where you've let it go for so long, it's going to be a tough thing to try to connect with your kids, but you have to do it. That's part of being a parent. And again, can't stress it enough, is be honest with them. It's okay. Hopefully they'll understand, and if they don't, maybe in time they will, but at least you're being honest, and continue to try to make a good effort, the best effort you can make to build, maybe reestablish that relationship with your kids, and try to get them to go in the right direction if they're not, or maybe just trying to be around. Maybe that's all they need. And if not, if you have a good relationship with your kids, hey, you'll teach them honesty. The other thing is just talking with your kids, communicating with them. I don't care if they're 9, 5, 3, or 2, age of my kids. Sit down and have a conversation with them. Ask them questions. Ask them how their day went. Ask them if they were being behaved, or if they had fun. Ask them, what they did. If they're in trouble, ask them why they did it. You don't have to right away jump to discipline or spankings or whatever you choose to do. Talk to them and explain things to them. And it doesn't always have to be negative. Positive. Take them outside, hang out in the backyard, play with them, and just start talking to them early. Learn how to communicate with them early in their lives. And if you're past that, hey, guess what? You're still here, you're still breathing, they are too, and you can still reestablish. And it's going to be hard, but again, it's up to you as a parent to try to connect with your child and communicate with them. The more you work at it, the easier it becomes, and the better things will get. Love your children. When you get home or when you see them, hug them, kiss them, whatever you do, but show some type of affection. Let them know that you love them. Don't go years without saying anything. Let them know that you're there for them. The fourth one, if you guys have been following along, I've been reading this book. It's big on personal accountability. We as the parents are personally accountable for our kids up until a certain age, and then they'll start making their own decisions, but you should take some accountability for what your children do, and even when they do get of age to start making mistakes or living life and learning, failing, learning some more, still take some accountability in that. Always ask yourself, what can I do to help my children out, or my child? And the last one, speaking of myself, I have 4 kids. If you only have one, it doesn't really matter. Each kid needs 100% investment in them. The more kids you have, the harder that's going to be. And I know it sounds crazy, but you can't play favoritism towards one kid or the other. You have to learn to invest your time in your kids, whether it's you take a kid Monday and then you take another kid on Tuesday and you take another kid on Wednesday and the other one on Thursday. At some point, invest 100% of your time into one child. Spread it equally amongst them, but give them that one-on-one with you, and then still have family time, but connect with them on that individual basis. And let me see, I have one more here. Oh man, this is what I get for trying to write notes in church real quick. Got it. It's your responsibility to make sure they succeed. Even if they fall off track, it's your responsibility to make sure that you help them get back on track so they can succeed in life. And for all the parents out there that have children that are in between homes, the most important thing you could do is remember, it's not about you or the other person, it's about your child, stability, and what's in the best interest of them. Sometimes we have to get over ourselves and stop pointing the finger at the other person, whether they're right or wrong, unless they're really doing something that really, is detrimental to the kid and you could really prove it. There's not much you could do or say. So what you need to do is you need to accept the situation that you put yourself in, and if you guys agreed to break up or didn't agree to break up and it just doesn't work or didn't work, the fact is that you're here now, and it takes 2 people to raise a child, and those 2 people need to be cordial, be on the same page, and sometimes you need to get over yourself and look for solutions, not complaining, not fighting for other, with the other person. Don't look for fights, because that's what you're going to get. Don't look for all the mistakes the other parent's making, because you're going to find them. Look for solutions. Look for how you can make the situation better. For example, what we do is we have a calendar. Me and my son's mom share. We schedule our days, we send it back and forth, and it keeps us on track. Then there's never any arguing about whose day is whose day and who has them when. We stick to the calendar. The other thing is we've learned how to talk to each other. Not every time we see each other, it doesn't got to be a fight. And we agree with that. We don't want to fight. And that's what you got to, and if you're in those situations, you and the other parent got to come to an understanding of what do you want. If you guys don't want to fight, it's your choice. You don't have to fight. But look for solutions, and remember, you got to put the kids or kid first. It's in their best interest. And when you're looking for stability, it's one of the most important things. That's all I have to say. Again, hope you guys enjoyed your weekend, and I hope somebody finds this useful. And if you like, reply in the comments if this helped you out. Let me know how I'm doing. And till the next video, which will be shortly because I have to catch up on chapter 2. So you'll be hearing about that, a little bit more about the personal accountability.